Hello everyone! Welcome to my Make Plan With Me video. Let's start with a flip through of my April setup. I think this is one of my favorite themes yet. It's so nice and dreamy. I did notice that some of my paint still stained the other pages. It wasn't major, and with an eraser you can easily remove it, but it's not my favorite thing. After contemplating a lot if I should do this as my main theme, I finally decided to just go for it. My friend told me that I should just do whatever I wanted, but I felt really intimidated to do a butterfly theme. There have been so many amazing takes on this theme, and I just didn't want to copy anyone. I do think that I managed to make it very me, even though it's not completely my style. But let's get started. I'm using my favorite color Tombow, which is the color Carnation. I first drew the base of the butterfly wings. After that, I drew the loose blossom leaves with my Pentel sign pen in the color pale pink. After the blossom leaves are colored in, the base of the wings have dried a bit better, so I went in for the details. Every butterfly has a different design. Sometimes I colored in the inside and sometimes the outside. I just did whatever felt right. After this, I started with outlining the main lettering and colored it in. I grabbed my Pentel again and went over some of the parts that I colored in earlier. This so I created a tad more depth within my drawings. They felt really flat to me at the moment, so yeah. It might not show up that well in person, but in real life it makes all the difference. Then it was time for their bodies, which I drew with my Winsor & Newton fineliners in size 0.8 and 0.3. The cover page is finished, so now onto my monthly calendar. I started with erasing the sketch lines and coloring in the basic shapes of the butterflies. Secondly, I went in with the Pentel for the details. that, I decided to let it dry for a bit and drew the outlines of the calendar with my Winsor & Newton fineliner in size 0.8. Then it was time for the outlines of May. Now it's time for the blossom leaves, and I'm adding in some extra depth in the butterfly wings. Off the page, I added in the butterfly bodies and outlined the rectangle to give it a bit more strength, if that makes sense. And lastly, I added in the swatches of the colors that I'm using this month, which I am obsessed with. Then it was time for my quote page, where I drew the quote, "Don't rush your growth," which I love. Everything takes time and effort, and rushing it will ruin the experience. I am drawing the outlines with my fineliner size in 1, and for the calligraphy I used the 0.8. Then it was time to erase the outlines of the butterfly and go in with my Carnation Tombow. And lastly, add in the details of the wings. Now it's time for the blossom leaves to be added. I think this is the perfect time to talk to you about my journal. I'm using the Ardshir & Olive Forest Night Dot Grid journal, and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. If you also want to get your hands on one of these, or anything in the Ardshir & Olive store, use the code AmbersNotebooks10 for 10% off your entire purchase. Now let's get back to the video. After this, I numbered the gratitude list and drew the last 2 butterflies on the page. And added in the bodies. To finish the spread, I'm drawing the word gratitude. details in the wings. And we can move on to the first weekly spread of the month. I'm starting with drawing the days of the week and the weekend merged together. Then it was time for the outline of the boxes. Moving on to the tiny calendar. I'm trying to use it way more since I keep referring to it every time. And finally, it's time for the butterflies, which I love to draw. You know the drill by now, so I'll keep my mouth shut so you can just sit back and watch. I'm adding in the days of the week and highlighting the week that we're in for that weekly spread. Finishing off with some extra details and the bodies of the butterflies. Now my spread is finished. And there it is, the final flip through of May 2021. I just wanted to quickly remind you, if you want to order at Archer & Olive, you can use the code AmbersNotebooks10 for 10% off your entire purchase. I hope you like my video, and if you're new here, make sure to check out my other videos. And like and subscribe. Hopefully the video gave you some inspiration for your journal. Comment down below what your May theme is. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!